Good morning, gamers, and happy convention season. It's Eleanor Does Cosplay back with a beginner's guide to cosplaying. Woo! Let me set the scene. You've just bought tickets to your first convention, you've completed your cosplay, and you're ready to go. Or are you? Preparing for a convention is crucial for an easy, stress-free day of fun. This is my guide to preparing everything you need to survive a convention, whether you're a first-time attendee or a seasoned pro. This is coming from someone who's been going to Comic-Con for 10 plus years, so I think I know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's get started. You'll be carrying around quite a bit of stuff no matter what, so you're gonna need a bag up for the job. My personal recommendation would be to get a medium-sized bag. This is my all reliable. She's definitely seen better days, but she gets the job done. And if I were to replace her, I would get probably the exact same thing. It is so reliable. And I've had this since I've been going to Comic-Con, so like for 10 years of wear, she's doing pretty good. I often see people at conventions with bags that match their cosplay, which I think is just incredible. And I also love those bags with like the see-through back where people have like badges and patches of their fandoms. I just think they're so cool. I really want one myself. But something around this size is going to be perfect for you. If you bring something too big, you're just going to be regretting having to lug it around all day. And if you bring something too tiny, you won't be able to fit everything you need. This perfectly fits my whole day in, and it has a nice little accessible pocket at the front for stuff I'm going to need throughout the day. Backpack, over the shoulder, handbag, drawstring bag, everything will work for someone. What works for me might not work for you. Test out a few options and see what feels natural. Okay, costume. Odds are you're probably cosplaying to this convention, and if not, you can probably skip this part. Your cosplay might be super complicated and detailed, or it might be a closet cosplay. Either way, it's good to be prepared. If you're wearing a wig, I would recommend taking some hairspray with you. I absolutely love this little mini Got To Be hairspray one. It just fits in my bag so nicely, and it's the hairspray I've used for my entire cosplay life. It's reliable and it smells really good.
I love you.
If your costume has elements that might break or rip, I would recommend bringing safety pins or maybe even super glue just in case of emergency rippage. Just make sure to check on the convention's website what you're allowed to bring and not allowed to bring. Often at conventions they will have a section of the hall that's like the cosplay repair station, where they have people who know how to sew and like how to repair things properly for you if you're panicking about your costume falling apart. Bobby pins, bobbles, and wig caps are always good to have just in case. If you're going with a group of friends, someone might forget their wig cap like I did last convention. Bobbles are good if you decide to take your wig off and put your hair back, because odds are it's going to be hot. And bobby pins are just like everyone's lifesaver all the time. Shoes are the absolute bane of my life. I have chosen characters to cosplay just based on the shoes and if they're comfy. Like, honestly. The amount of times I came home from conventions with blisters, stinky, achy feet is too many to count. Insoles and blister plasters are your absolute best friend. They are literally sent from heaven. Some shoes might not be compatible with these kind of things, like sandals or flip-flops or stuff like that, but most will be. Pop some of those plasters in your bag in case you need to replace them throughout the day. I would also recommend popping some regular plasters in your bag as well, in case you do get hurt at a convention. Anything could happen, your shoes could cut, your costume could cut, you could trip and fall. It's just good to have. But do be careful giving these to people because there are some people allergic to plasters. Makeup is my speciality, and yet every single convention I always overpack somehow. If you're doing a simple makeup a bit like this, it's likely all you're going to need is eyeliner, face powder, lipstick, and lash glue if you're wearing lashes, or if you have something stuck to your face. If you've done more elaborate makeup like special effects or prosthetics, you might want to bring something like spirit gum or setting spray to make sure everything stays where it's supposed to be. Again, just be careful. I wouldn't recommend bringing liquid latex because it is quite a common allergy that people have. If you've already got it on as your prosthetic, I think that's fine, but just be careful having it out around other people. Again, check the website, see what you're allowed to bring. So let's pack a cosplay care bag so far. I like this little bag. It just fits in my big bag perfectly and keeps my care stuff separate in case any makeup leaks and I don't want to be rummaging through that bag full of stuff. So in goes hairspray, a hairbrush. I would get a smaller one. I've lost mine, so let's pretend. Safety pins, bubbles, bobby pins, blister plasters, regular plasters, wig caps, eyeliner, loose powder, lipstick, lash glue, and a beauty blender or brush to help pop that powder on. Here we are so far. She's not quite full, but there's more to add. These are my costume essentials. I do not go without any of these items. I'd love to know if there's anything you don't go to a convention without. Let me know in the comments. You can tell I haven't done a convention stock up in a while. Maybe that should be my next video. My next section is hygiene and wellness. There's an awful stereotype that conventions are just naturally stinky. Like, it's a hall full of people wearing heavy costumes in the middle of summer. It's gonna be sweaty. There's literally no stopping it. Here's what I would recommend. Shower before you attend, either the night before or the morning of. Not only will you smell as fresh as a daisy, you will feel better during the day. I absolutely promise it will improve your experience as well as everyone else's. I know there's that mindset of, oh, well, I'm just gonna get sweaty anyway, so I'll just shower after. Do both, it's fine. Treat yourself. Wash your costume. If your costume is brand new out of the bag, you can probably get away with this, but if you've worn your costume to maybe your last convention or you've worn it at home a few times to try it on, please wash it like you would wash your normal clothes. There is a big trend at the moment where people are buying costumes to make a few TikToks with or to go to one convention with, and people don't enjoy repeating costumes, which I don't think there's anything wrong with wearing costumes a few times. You've spent money on it, why not get the most out of it? But you need to wash it. Into your care kit needs to go some deodorant and maybe a body spray too. Cons are sweaty, it's no myth. Even if you're not fully covered, the space inside of that convention hall is hot, it's sweaty, people are walking around all day, you're gonna get sweaty. So a little healthy dose of deodorant and body spray can't go wrong. My favourite body sprays for conventions, you can literally get at Superdrug if you're in the UK. They're about this big, they smell fantastic, and they're only about 50p each, I think. They just slide right in your bag and they smell fantastic. I also promote the use of roll-on deodorants because you're never sure who is asthmatic at conventions. It's just kind to use a roll-on, and it's also helping save the planet. It just fits in your bag nicely, it's not going to spray everywhere, and it's helping save the planet, so I would recommend a roll-on. Let's talk medication. If you take a regular medication, do not forget to take it with you. It's a stressful yet excitement-filled day, and you don't want to be worried about not having brought your medication with you. If you're someone who often gets headaches, tummy aches, or body aches, I would recommend bringing some painkillers with you if that's something you take to help the pain usually. Wearing a wig will give you a headache no matter who you are. I don't think anyone doesn't get a wig headache. It's a lot of walking and you're up and about for a long time, and you might not be eating things you usually would or drinking as much water as you usually would. So I would recommend just bringing some painkillers in case. But I hear you screaming, Eleanor, how are we gonna take these painkillers? Fear not, my constituents, I have the solution. Water! Always bring water. 90% of all problems at conventions can be solved with water. Headache? Water. Tummy ache? Water. Tired? Water. Hot? Water. Even if you decide you want to take all your makeup off halfway through the day, water is your savior. They sell water at conventions, but you might have to take out a small loan to get a bottle. So I would recommend bringing a little bottle of water to a convention with you, or just buy a little one on the way there. This is my convention bottle and it is too big. I need to get a smaller one. I usually end up just buying, as I said, one on the way to the convention that I can keep refilling because it fits in my bag nicely, but it is a little bit too chunky. Yes. I will be getting a new one. If you struggle with overheating as well, some people bring like a small electronic handheld fan, which I know helps some people. I have this one, which is also nice, and it does fit in my bag nicely. It's just to have in case it is a really hot day, which often convention season tends to be. My hair, Technology! Tech is tricky because it's chunky and clunky and hard to fit into bags. I would say, unless you're a photographer who's come to the convention to take photos and videos, don't bring a big DSLR camera or anything like that. It'll take up so much space in your bag, and often there's not enough time to take professional photos, and the area that conventions take place in aren't always the most suited to take cosplay photos, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. There are a lot of people at conventions taking photos that will end up on Instagram, and to be honest, most phone cameras these days have camera quality photos. So don't worry too much about getting the best photos ever. You're there to have a nice time, and you can take some nice pictures on your phone. Speaking of phones, make sure your phone is charged to 100% before you walk out the door. I'm not talking overnight and you take it off before you do your makeup. I'm talking it needs to be on 100 as you're leaving. You just never know how long you're going to be out for. Sometimes you'll be there for 3 hours, sometimes you'll be there the whole day, you might even stay for the after party, and you're going to need all that battery for taking pictures, paying for things, and all sorts. And if your phone battery dies quickly, I would recommend bringing a little power bank and wire that you can slip in your bag for later. Your phone is your ticket, your map, walkie-talkie, camera, wallet, and watch. You do not want to be without it.
No way.
If you're going to a convention with friends, which most people do, it might be worth downloading some apps like Find My Friends, What 3 Words, or Life 360 in case you get separated or if you go some separate ways and want to meet back up again. They're just handy to have for everyone's safety too, especially if you're in a new city that you're not usually in. Money! We all spend way more money than we expect to at Comic-Con, and if you haven't, you're not doing it right. Most people these days use their phone to pay for everything because it is so easy to get Apple Pay, Google Pay on your phone, but there is a tiny chance that some vendors might only take cash. For example, if their card machine dies or something like that, some might still take cash. So it's worth getting a little bit of cash out before you go. I tend to get around £30–40 just in case of emergency, even for stuff like taxis there and back, you know, that kind of thing. I would still bring my physical debit card in case my phone dies or the card function on it sometimes stops working, just in case. And also some purchases might require ID, so I would bring that with you as well. So now that we've been through everything, it's time to use our checklist and pack our bag. Let's do it. I have my All Reliable. Here is my checklist. This will be down in the description for you to download if you think it will be helpful for you. So already in our care kit is hairspray, a hairbrush, safety pins, bobby pins, bobbles and wig caps, blister plasters, regular plasters, eyeliner, face powder, a beauty blender, lipstick and lash glue. And we're going to add our roll-on deodorant and our body spray. And last but not least, our painkillers. Zip that all up and it goes straight into the bag like that. We need our water, fan, wallet with some cash, my debit card and my ID, and I'm popping this in the front pocket so I can get to it easily. I will add my portable charger if I feel like I need it, and I'm also going to pop in a little shopping bag. It's not this small, it's in there. I always buy little trinkets and stuff, and I'm always carrying about like 20 different tiny little bags, so bring a little shopping bag with you and it will help you carry stuff around. And as you can see, it's all packed and I've still got some space in case I need to add anything later. I can carry some things I bought in there, some things my friends have bought, anything I think, oh, I'll just grab that. Any food I buy for the day can go on top. I'm gonna zip this up with the zip that's not quite working. As I said, I need a new bag, but she's good for now. We've popped everything into our bag and we are ready to go. I really hope this was helpful for some of you, and I would love to know if you used the checklist and how it went for you. I would love to know the things you don't go to conventions without, so I can maybe add it to my list. Coming next in my beginner's guide series will be a guide to surviving your first convention. So if you think that's something that might be helpful for you, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you loved it. Make sure to subscribe on here not to miss my next one. Follow me on my social media and also check out my Twitch. I do live streams on there quite often and I would love to see some of you there. Have an amazing convention season. I can't wait. My next convention is MegaCon Live in Manchester. I'm so excited and there will be a vlog coming, so stay tuned for that too. Have an amazing summer and I will see you very soon. Until next time, bye!